Hi, FlossTube friends. This is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Monday, May 8th at approximately 9:40 p.m., give or take, coming to you today with a FlossTube update. For those of you new to my channel, welcome. Hopefully you'll find something here that you'll get a kick out of and you'll be enabled to try a new hobby or to get some inspiration for something that you're looking to start. This is my channel where I talk mostly about cross stitch, but other hobbies I have including diamond painting, roller derby, ghost hunting, different things going on in my life, and just stuff in general. So if you're new, welcome. It's always great to meet new friends. Hopefully you'll stick around enough to decide that you'll subscribe to my channel. So if you're a returning watcher, thank you very much for coming back. It's always great to spend time with friends and to share our love of crafting and just everything in general that I have here. I encourage you, if you haven't yet though, to click the subscription button below and also click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. I've been trying to do this about every 2 weeks. I'm a little past due with this one, but I've been trying to upload new content about every 2 weeks or so. And yeah, so hopefully you'll get something out of this and wish to subscribe. The notification bell will let you know when I do upload new content so you can stop by and visit for a while. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my great group of friends here on YouTube. And hopefully you will continue to find stuff on my channel that will encourage you and enable you to join in the craftiness that abounds in this world today. That was kind of silly. Okay. I don't know why I said that, but all right. Anyway, but welcome back. It's good to spend time here on YouTube with friends and to just, share our love of these great hobbies that we all have. If you're a returning older subscriber, thank you very much for stopping back by. Hope you'll enjoy the content that I have. This video is going to be mostly about cross stitch. Actually, it's pretty much all about cross stitch because I haven't really been doing a whole lot of other stuff yet this month and since April. In my updates that I have for you, you'll see that in April I kind of had lost my Stitchy bug just a little bit, and it's starting to come back. I'm getting involved in some challenges this month that are kind of piquing my Stitchy bug back, and hopefully in this video I'm going to be talking to you today about haul. I have a finish to share with you. I have a finish from the end of April that I have to share, and just some updates on a couple of projects that I've been picking up since my Stitchy bug has come back, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about some plans for May. So stick around, grab something to drink, grab your stitching project, grab a crafting project, whatever you're working on. Just put me in the background for background noise, whatever you decide to do. And let's get started. So first up, this is probably going to be the biggest section of my video for today because I do have a lot to show you. And that is haul. This is all the stuff that I've picked up from stores and traveling in the last couple of weeks. So sit back, relax, and see what I have to offer. See what I found. So the first thing I kind of want to share with you, I've been getting the keepsake calendar, the keepsake cross stitch calendar for the last couple of years, and I received the 2024 keepsakes cross stitch calendar. So on the back it shows all the different projects that are included in the calendar. And the nice thing about this calendar is it has the big pictures on the inside of the calendar. Like this is the December one. Look at that Christmas tree. It's a stained glass Christmas tree. But they give you the calendar. Used to be a long time ago, these calendars would have the cross stitch projects actually printed, the patterns printed in the calendar. But the keepsake cross stitch calendar has a separate booklet that has the instructions and the charts. So you get a nice little separate booklet here that has all the different charts in it. So you can see there's quite a few in here. There's the Christmas tree. This calendar, there's actually quite a few of these pieces that I'm planning on doing, especially the Christmas tree. I really, really like this Christmas tree. I think this Christmas tree will make an awesome, awesome diamond painting at some point. So there's that. I'm not going to be doing a full flip through because I just don't have the time. This was another piece that I really kind of liked out of this. This is called Summer Vibes. It's a little beach surf scene. I thought that was really cute. Then there was this Equinox Fox. That was really cute. I'll probably end up stitching that at some point too. Maybe even just the fox. And this one was another one that really got me excited besides the Christmas tree. This is called Silhouettes and Shadows by Barbara Anna. Look at this, you guys. And this is all stitching. It is full coverage stitching. Silhouettes and Shadows. That one is definitely one I'm going to stitch, as well as the Christmas tree. So it is a lot of really neat patterns in here. This one is called a Festive Sampler. You can do them all as one piece. You can do them separately. They might be cute separate. Make them into little Dobo pillows or something. I thought that was really cute. And you can see here, they've also taken pieces of the sampler up here, and they've made them into little ornaments, like the truck with the tree in it, the reindeer. They've made them into their own little ornaments, so that's really cute. So this is the Keepsake 2024 calendar. I ordered mine online, so you can Google Keepsake 2024 calendar and get yours ordered. I'm probably going to be ordering these every year going forward because I've been really getting some use out of them. And I'm really liking the fact that you can actually keep the booklets separate. So that is the first bit of haul. I'm going to stick it up here. All right, I have a little notebook down here. Those of you that have been watching my channel for a while know that I recently, earlier this year, joined the Shannon Christine Designs subscriber Facebook group. You have to pay a monthly fee to join her subscriber group, but you get early access to some patterns. And this month's May's pattern is called Hello Summer 2, and it's to kind of go along with the Hello Spring pattern that she just released that we actually got a couple months early in her subscriber group. So this is Hello Summer. This was from the subscriber group. We got it a month or two early as part of being in her subscriber group. So this is a new pattern from Shannon Christine Designs. I've been trying to put all my patterns in sleeve protectors, the PDFs that I print off, because I have a stack over here of PDF patterns, and eventually I'm going to be replacing all of this stuff here with an IKEA calyx, hopefully a 4x5 or a 5x5 calyx unit, and getting my whole area down here reorganized, going through stuff, throwing stuff away. But in the process, I'm also going to be going through all my cross stitch patterns and magazines and whatnot, and taking inventory of just what I have on hand, because I have quite an extensive cross stitch pattern library that I need to kind of get organized and everything. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be putting my cross stitch patterns, including like my lavender and lace Teresa Wensler, all my leaflets and everything into binders, or if I'm going to get a couple of file cabinets and put them in files, hanging files, folders. So I haven't 100% decided yet. I do have a couple of binders that I have patterns stored in. This is a binder of some cross stitch pattern downloads. Like this is this Pretty Little World, Pretty Little Tokyo from Satsuma Street. So I do have some of my patterns, like the Marbeck patterns and stuff. I do have some of my patterns already in binders, but I don't know if I'm going to be taking them out of the binders and putting them in file folders and file drawers, or if I'm just going to be spending the money on these big 3-ring binders and putting everything into binders when I get my new shelving system down here. For those of you new to my channel, I am filming in the basement. The basement stairs are directly that way from my desk. This is where I work from home 2 days a week. This is my workspace down in the basement. My husband and I live with my mom. We moved my mom here to Ohio from California at the end of 2019 after my stepdad passed away. I'm an only child. So for me to drop everything and go out and help her would have been rather difficult. So we moved her here to Ohio. So now we all live together. My husband and I, we have the basement as our living space. It's half finished. So it's the whole entire front of the basement under the front of the house is finished. And this is our living space. So we use this as our living space, but there's 2 bathrooms upstairs. Mom has one in her bedroom, and then the one in the hallway is the one my husband and I use. So we share the upstairs living space. There's a nice kitchen, a dining room, a sunroom that my mom and I usually share and stitch in, a living room, and there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. So my husband and I we put in an egress window down here in the room that we use as our bedroom here in the basement. So now technically we have a 4-bedroom house, because you can claim the living quarter as a bedroom in a basement if you have an egress window. An egress window is just a normal size window that they put in, so you have an exit directly out of the basement in the case of a fire or any other kind of bad thing. But anyway, we live here with my mom, so I am down in the basement filming this for you right now. All right, so getting back into haul, I went and talked about Shannon Christine. These are in no real order, but today I am a member of Mo's Sale on Facebook. Mo and Manon hand dyes fabric and flosses. And every Saturday on the Mo's Sale, MO''S''SALE, the Mo's Sale Facebook group, they post their hand-dyed flosses and or fabrics on their website or on their Facebook group every Saturday for sale. And you just me please on their skeins and hanks. Their skeins are 17.5 or 17.4 yards. Their hanks are 100 yards. And you just me please on the colors that you want. You pay your invoice and they ship them to me. So about a month or so ago, Mo had posted on their Facebook group that they had a rainbow set for the samplers. One of the samplers they are working on. They are doing Death by Cross Stitch by Long Dog Samplers. It's kind of a rainbow. They do a few rows of one color, switch to the next color. They dyed a set of rainbow floss for their sampler. And me pleased it when they announced that they had this set, and I got the things. There is, I had to do a little search tonight when I finally got the flosses in for it, because I was under the assumption that Long Dog Samplers had the twisted band sampler, the one that's kind of stitched diagonally. And I know a lot of people are doing that in a rainbow, but I found out it's actually Northern Expressions, and it's called the Twisted Band Sampler. Let me go ahead and put this up here. So this is Northern Expressions Twisted Band Sampler. I'll go ahead and do this for you so you can see it. This was the one I was thinking of. It's the one done in black. I've seen a lot of people doing this one. I've also seen the one done in one done here on white. If you go to Etsy, you can go to Northern Expressions and look up the Twisted Band Sampler. And this is what you'll find. They have a cross stitch only version, and they have one that has specialty stitches. As of yet, I don't know which one of these I'm going to order. Probably the one with the specialty stitches. But I don't know. I might just order the cross stitch one. And my goal is to use the Moselle floss, the colors. The colors are named at such a time when I get to starting the band sampler, I will name the floss. But you can actually order the rainbow floss from Moselle. And these are, does it say how much is in each of these? Yeah, these are the 17.4 yard Moselle. And these are all silk. This one is Jacinth. You go ahead and get rid of that for you. So let's show you a couple of these colors. This is all silk. This is all silk floss. So this one is called Hot Pink. You can see it's silk and it's Moselle. So there's Moselle flosses are really nice. I've been getting a lot of silk from them, and I really, really like them. I'm starting to use them in stitching now and really enjoying stitching with them. So Moselle silk flosses. All right. There is a stash unloading Facebook group on Facebook. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. So there's a stash unloading Facebook group on Facebook, and the people there will sell patterns that they have on hand that they want to get rid of. And there's quite a few people that actually make and sell project bags. And there was this one lady that had posted in another Facebook group that I am in that she was a little disappointed because she thought there were more people out in the world that liked Hello Kitty, and that she had some Hello Kitty project bags for sale that just weren't selling. And I was like, I'm a huge Hello Kitty fan. Where are you selling at? So she gave me the link to her album where she had the Hello Kitty project bags at, and I went ahead and ordered one, and I got it this last week. This came from Rebecca Alexander. Pardon me. This came from Rebecca Alexander on the Stash Unloading Cross Stitch Only Facebook group. So here is the Hello Kitty project bag. It is quite nice. It's quite big. It'll hold an 11 by 11 Q-snap, no problem. And the neat thing is, she also sent the matching grime guard to go with it. So I now have a Hello Kitty project bag and a matching grime guard. And her project bags also have a little handle on it. And they're a vinyl front, as you can see. They're vinyl front. Really nice, really great quality. I'm really glad for this. Thank you very much for offering this. And I left her card in here so I know who it came from. But I got this off the Stash Unloading Facebook group. So there's that. Okay. Also, from the Stash Unloading Facebook group, somebody had posted a lot of 22 count hardinger fabric or 22 count cross stitch fabric that were all hand dyed, or that were all dyed. And I don't have very much 22 count hardinger fabric, and I'm getting more and more into stitching on it. So I paid the $22, and I got this very wonderful, nice pile of various cross stitch fabrics. There's 2 small pieces in this red color. These are 22 count. So 2 nice pieces in a red color that'll make nice ornament sizes. There is this very pretty mottled tan Look at that. And this is all 22 count. Model tan. This very pretty green, nice soft spring green. Look, it's got modeling to it as well. So some nice pieces of fabric. A very nice pink. Got a very nice pink. So very nice pink. And another tan that is slightly smaller and slightly different in color. Slightly different modeling. So I have some nice pieces of 22 count that I can do some stuff with now. So that is really nice. Thank you for the Stash Unload group. You can find stuff like this. And I got this all as a bundle. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I am also now, I used to be in the Garan Toten Bags Grime Guard of the Month, but I stopped that at the end of last year so I could get into a Fabric of the Month club. So I am getting Fabric of the Month from Be Stitch Me. I am getting 40 count even weave. And I got this month's color. It is called Gorgeous Grape. Be Stitch Me. Gorgeous Grape. Got 40 count even weave. This is a lovely, lovely purple. And it's very soft. But look at this color. That is a pretty true to color right there. True to color representation of the fabric. A very, very pretty purple. Love the modeling on it as well. So I have a really nice piece of 40 count that I can do something with. Heck, I might even be able to stitch the twisted band sampler on it when I do figure out which pattern I'm going to download to use the most silk on. We shall see. But that is the Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month. It is called Gorgeous Grape. All right. My cross stitch store here in Columbus, Cross My Heart Limited, went to the Nashville Needlework Market, and I got my copy of Happiness is Homemade, the cookbook. I might have shown this to you last video or two, and I apologize if I showed this to you again. But the nice thing about these Nashville Needlework cookbooks is there are actual cross-stitch patterns in here that you know, a lot of the designers have put together for you. And there's just some really cool, really cute patterns, and actually some really great sounding recipes in here. So if you get a chance, there's a Precious Moments one in here from Pat Carson. But if you get a chance, pick up your Happiness is Homemade. This is the 2023 Nashville Needlework Market Cookbook. Got that. Also at Cross My Heart, I thought this was really cute. I just picked up this little teeny Simply Saying April Shake Your Bunny Tail pattern. I thought this would stitch up really cute. Put it in some really nice spring colors on some really nice spring fabric. And it would be really cute. So, little cute. Shake Your Bunny Tail. It's pattern number 44 from Simply Saying. And it's Simply Saying April. But yeah, so this was a mid-April purchase for me. So here. Okay. Got the latest issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. Again, I might have shown this in my last video or two. I'm not going to do a full flip through of this magazine for you because you can go to Carolyn Zook's YouTube channel. It's C Zook Stitch. She does a full flip through of the Just Cross Stitch magazine on her channel, so you can get it there. Really cute one. This one is called Summer Fairy. That was one of the really cute patterns in this this issue of the book, of the magazine. So yeah, if you're interested, get the Just Cross Stitch new magazine. This is the June 2023 issue. So that was new to me also. Put that up there. I want to take this, move this back down here, because that is going upstairs. Alright. Make sure. Oh, the other thing that you get too with the keepsakes calendars, they send you this little teeny pocket calendar. It has this pattern in it. So your little pocket calendar also has a pattern. I thought this was cute. These are just seasonal trees. And actually, the more I think about it, I could stitch these as little teeny stand-ups and have little stand-up trees for the seasons. That would be really cute. Huh, there's an idea. All right. There's... All right. So really quick, this wasn't on my list, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. A lot of people have been doing haul videos from the Dollar Tree, which is a dollar store here in the United States. Most of the stuff at the Dollar Tree now starts at $1.25, so it's more like the $1.25 Dollar Tree or the $1.25 tree. But anyway, I happen to be at one of my Dollar Trees that has a pretty expanded craft section, and I found these. These are water soluble marking pencils. And you can see there's a blue one and a white one. It says here to mark lightly on wrong side of fabric. Do not make dark, heavy marks. Remove all marks with a damp cloth. Avoid pressing over marks before they are removed. So you're supposed to wet this with water to remove them before you iron. Always test pencil on swatch of fabric that you'll be using to make sure the marks can be removed satisfactorily. So, $1.25, you get 2 pencils for $1.25. I happened to look at Joann's yesterday because I went to Joann's. They have these same things. They're not Crafter Square. Crafter Square is the $1.25 tree brand of crafting supplies. But Joann's has these this 2-pack of the water-soluble pencil in their quilting area, in the Quilting Notions area, and they're going for $6, $6, $7, something like that for the 2-pack. You can get them $1.25 at the $1.25 tree. So if you're looking for a way to grid your fabric, I do a lot of full coverage. If you're looking for a way to grid your fabric without buying pre-gridded fabric, this might be a solution for you. I'm going to go ahead and probably give the blue one a try just to see how it is, because I have some fabric that, you know, I can play around with and grid and see how easy it is to get out. A lot of people use the water-soluble pens, but I have a piece where I use the pen, and I tried washing it out, and because it's ink, the ink left kind of a off-white stain, so you could actually see the off-white grid lines of where I gridded with the blue disappearing ink pen. So this might be a nice alternative. Dollar Tree, water-soluble marking pencils, you guys. Dollar Tree, at the Dollar Tree. So there's that. Doo-doo-doo. All right, so a week or two back, my husband and I went up to Cleveland, Ohio, to visit my brother-in-law. He lives up in Parma, Ohio, which is kind of a suburb, a south end suburb of the Cleveland area. And about a 5 to 10 minute drive from his house is the Crafty U, which is a cross stitch store. The Crafty U, EWE, the Crafty U. You might know the Crafty U if you're familiar with the Steel City Stitchers and their stitching retreat that they host in February or March, the Craft EU takes their shop to the stitching retreat in Pennsylvania for the Steel City Stitchers and provides a shopping opportunity for the retreat attendees. So while we went to visit my brother-in-law on Monday before we headed home, I made a stop at the Craft EU to take a look around and pick up some supplies. They have a really nice shop there in, I think it's Broadview Heights, which is actually not far from Parma, up in the Cleveland area. And I picked up some stuff there that I hadn't seen just yet. I stitched quite a few mill hook kits, and mill hook kits are stitched on perforated paper. They actually had the 18 count. So if you look here, it says white 18 count perforated paper. So I picked up 2 packages of the white 18 count perforated paper, and I want to say it's the Frosted Pumpkin. A couple of their stitch alongs that they've had the last couple of years that you can participate in. They've offered extra little, like the costume party style that you could get. They offered extra little patterns for like little, like a Frankenstein little character. And they included instructions on how to use ink pads, like just regular, like this is one of those little teardrop ink pads, brilliant. It's just an ink pad, but you use the ink pads and you stamp it all over your thing to make the perforated paper modeled, and then you let it dry, and then you can stitch on it, and it makes your perforated paper look very colorful. So hopefully I'll be able to do a little more practice on that. So I got the 18 count. I think I have 16 count. It might be the 14 count upstairs already. One of the other things they have, if you watch the Steel City Stitchers, speaking of them, Jody from the Steel City Stitchers, she's been stitching a lot of stuff on organza. And how she stitches on organza is she uses water-soluble canvas. And it's water-soluble canvas. It comes from DMC. It's this stuff here. The Crafty U had it. It looks really kind of cool. You get 2 sheets. It says 1 sheet down here, but you actually get 2 sheets in the package. So this is water-soluble canvas. So you put this on whatever you're going to stitch on. You use the holes. If you see there's holes that you stitch. It's kind of like stitching perforated paper, but you stitch through holes onto whatever fabric you're stitching on. And then when you're done stitching, you just submerge your piece into water, and this stuff dissolves and breaks away, leaving your stitching on whatever fabric. This is the stuff that Jody uses when she stitches on her organza. So I got some to try because I have, I'm going to go pick up some organza, and there's a couple of different things that I'd like to try stitching using this. So I picked up some water-soluble canvas that they had. And because all right. Well, apparently it fell out. But anyway, they also had 6-inch stretcher bars. So these are the 6-inch stretcher bars. You need 2 packs of these because there's only 2 pieces in it to make a frame. But you can use the 6-inch stretcher bars on the mill hill kits, like the buttons and beads one, because their mill hill kits come with a perforated paper that is about 6 inches by 6 inches. So I picked up the stretcher bars, and they also had the little tacks that you use to tack it to your stretcher bars. I'm hoping to use this to keep my perforated paper edges from like getting all warped and bent when I'm stitching using perforated paper, they actually had the 6-inch stretcher bars. I had bought like 8-inch stretcher bars from Cross My Heart. They're going to be too big. So I did pick up a set of 6-inch bars and the tacks for them. And I also picked up just some flosses that they had. I was looking for some flosses. One of the colors that they had Auversois silk. This is the Auversois silk, Soie d'Alger, 5 meter. This is a color that I was missing. This is for, with my needle, I planted these flowers to capture the piece of the stitching hours. This is for a, I think it's a Just Nan sampler that I have had in my stash for a long time. I haven't started. I have the fabric and almost all the floss. This was one of the colors I was missing though. I did pick up 2 of them because they had them in stock. And then I picked up some, just some Weeks Dye Works colors that I had listed as needing for some of my stash. So just picked up some Weeks Dye Works flosses as well while we were in the Crafty U. There is a lady up in that area for the Crafty U. Her name is June Abel. She's with her, she makes these under the name Graceful Threads, but her name is June Abel, and she makes a lot of project bags and grime guard covers and scroll rod covers for the Crafty U. That's the only way that you can get them is by purchasing them through the Crafty U. So when I was at the Crafty U, I got these scroll bar covers. But you can see these are 18-inch. June Abel. She only makes the stuff for the Crafty U up in Broadview Heights. So essentially, oh, that's kind of different. Okay, so this is one of the scroll rod covers, and it's magnetized. So you open it up, you wrap it around the bottom of your scroll rods, and it's magnetized so it protects your work. So yeah, I got scroll rod covers. This is my first set of scroll rod covers. This is made especially for you by June Abel. So she makes these for the Crafty U. So she has all different sizes. They have all different sizes in the Crafty U of both her project bags, her Notion pouches, and all that she makes. So be sure you check out her scroll bar covers. I'm actually really looking forward to doing this. I might see now, I have some extra fabric that I might be able to kind of make these myself. I'll have to figure out like what kind of magnets, little magnets that she uses, because she puts one on each end and then one in the middle. But I'll have to figure out what kind of magnets she uses for these and see if I can kind of fashion some myself. I'm not too much of a sewer, but we shall see. All right, and I think that's it for all of my haul. I told you that would be long. All right, so let's get to it. Let me get some of this stuff put back away that I know is going upstairs. Okay, what's going upstairs? All right. Oh, along with the Bee Stitch Me flosses that I got, the rainbow flosses, I also got this nice thing of decaffeinated breakfast tea. Thank you. I really like black tea, so this is going in my tea stash. Sebastian from Bees and Teas. I don't know if you watch my channel, but hopefully it's good tea. So yeah, all right. So as I alluded to before, we are now getting into kind of my update and plans section of the video. So as I alluded to before, So, where'd it go? I'm looking for something. Hold on just a minute. Where'd it go? It's under here. All right. So, little bit of an update here. So April 25th, right around April 25th, they pulled the 2 numbers for WhipGo. Here's my WhipGo board. So the 2 numbers that they pulled are number 23 down here, seahorses, and number 25, a magazine pattern bigger than small. Those are the 2 for me. So the rest of my WhipGo board, you see these outline ones that aren't filled in? Those are ones that have been called. The ones for purple are February. I have to fill in this purple one here, the Halloween ornaments, because I finished my second Halloween ornament, you guys. So this came out of the Just Cross Stitch 2022 Halloween issue. This one is on page 25. This is on page 25, and it's Spooky, designed by Amy Baker of Barefoot Needle Art. I did not do the little spider that is hanging down from it, but I finished Spooky. And here it is. But you can see I even put my initials and the year on it. But it is stitched with glow-in-the-dark threads for the white of the eyes. And the black bat and the pupils in the eyes are stitched with a toile. You're not going to be a black toile. You're not going to be able to see it very well. You can kind of see a little sparkle. The bat's eyes are also Mill Hill Petite seed beads, little red seed beads. But I did finish Spooky. I really think it's cute. This is on a piece of sea glass fabric. I believe it's 32 count sea glass fabric from Fortnite Fabrics. It might be 36 count, but I think it's 32 count sea glass from Fortnite Fabrics. But there is Spooky. This makes my second ornament finish. That finishes up square number 11. So as you can see, I still have to fill in that. And I finished Spooky on April 26th. So that gets filled in. So I haven't done too much on WhipGo for March, April, and May. I have pulled out one of the May projects that I'm working on. I'll be showing that to you in a little update here. But the projects that I have left for March are in green. So up here, I have Saltwater Scrapbook, which I haven't picked up yet this year. And then down here for March is Snow Village, which I also have not picked up yet this year. Snow Village, I have to finish one scene. And Saltwater Scrapbook, I have to finish a square. I'm working on the boat on the Saltwater Scrapbook. I don't have these down here with me. And for Snow Village, I think I'm working on the sled shop. Then in April, we have square number 5 up here, which is Stitch Rovia Let It Snow. And square number 17, which is a Teresa Wentzler focus, any Teresa Wentzler whip. That one down there, number 17. That is going to be Fantasy Triptych. I have it started. It was technically a restart. There's a long story behind that, but it was technically a restart. Again, I don't have any of these here for you tonight to show you, except for seahorses, because I'm working on that. But for May, so we have square 23 is seahorses, and then square 25, a magazine pattern bigger than a small. So the magazine pattern bigger than a small that I have is I'm doing Nora Corbett's Victorian Christmas Eve. This is what she looks like. Hopefully you can see that. This was in the 2008 Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine issue. I am doing that for WhipGo and also for the magazine monthly Cross Stitch challenge group. that is my theme for the month of May. Here is the challenge theme. Let me get rid of that. So anyway, this is, you can get this either from Hirschner's website as a paid download. So if you go to Hirschner's, you can put in Victorian Christmas Eve paid download and download this. I think it's right around $5. Or you can pull the January 2008 Cross Stitch Needlework magazine to get your piece. So this is the magazine monthly challenge group. The monthly theme is Arctic. I'm doing Victorian Christmas Eve because she's dressed like she's going out in Arctic weather. And then the acrostic is Borealis. I've actually completed 2 letters in Borealis. I've completed the E now because I've stitched 200 stitches on the Equine of the Sea, Fireside Original Seahorses. And I also did the stitching on Stained Glass Hello Kitty for S. And I will show those to you soon. I have Saltwater Scrapbook for the blue flower under B. R is Do Re Mi. I've actually finished the stitching for R too because I just finished that last night. No, I have 40 more stitches to do for that. And then for L is Let It Snow. I haven't yet picked any projects out for O, A, and I. But anyway, this is a magazine monthly challenge. Theme and acrostic. So you can go to the magazine monthly challenge Facebook group and get these downloads every month. They usually show up a few days before the end of the month for the next month. So you can get these and join along. The whole idea behind the magazine monthly challenge group is getting some of your magazine pieces stitched. And ideally, they'd like you to keep the theme as a magazine pattern, but you can do the acrostic as any of your whips that you have, magazine or not. So there's that. So, yep, I do have a finish. Yay, it's spooky. So that is really cool. Now I can take it back upstairs and put it in my soon to be finished, hopefully, pile. All right. So I picked out Stained Glass Hello Kitty. Give me just a second. Let me do this. Stained Glass Hello Kitty. No. Do. Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to, nope. Just trying to get, there we go. So, Stained Glass Hello Kitty. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I like Hello Kitty. I like Hello Kitty a lot. I am doing this 1/1/10 stitch on 32 count easy count fabric. And I restarted this. I had started this last year as my birthday start, but I was stitching it 1/1 full cross on the 32 count. And I decided that to make it go quicker, I wanted to pull it all out, pull out the 2,000 some stitches that I had finished last year, and stitch it tent, which is half stitch, to make it go faster. So here is where I'm at so far on my restitch. This is Stained Glass Hello Kitty. This is a pattern that I purchased off of Etsy. So I don't know if you can see the shadows in there of where I pulled the stitches out. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that or not. But this is where I've gotten to. I am working up here in this corner where Gangudon is. Gangudon is this little Hello Kitty little monster guy with the orange one-eyed monster. I don't know if he's an alligator or what, but anyway, that is that. So that is where I am at with that. This is, so funny thing about the needle minder, my process store across my heart was at Nashville Needlework Market, and they found a new needle minder person there. They saw this needle minder, this Hello Kitty needle minder, and they brought it home because they knew that I would probably buy it. And they were right. I did buy it. So they actually bought this specifically for me, and I picked it up when I went to Cross My Heart. So yeah, that is a new needle minder, Hello Kitty needle minder. I don't remember the person they got it from, but yeah, that is a new Hello Kitty needle minder. But yeah, this is that. And I hope to put it in my Hello Kitty project bag. But you can see this Hello Kitty project bag. This is an 11 by 17 Q-snap. It'll almost fit in this project bag, you guys. Almost, not quite. Almost, not quite. Still a little big, but anyway. There's that. So that is Hello Kitty, stained glass Hello Kitty. I also, for May, I am working on part of May's Whip Go is Seahorses by Fireside Originals. This is the Seahorse series that Fireside Originals put out in 2018. And here is, let me go ahead and get rid of this now. Here is the full series of Seahorses. Okay. So Fireside Originals is owned by Carol Grant. You can get the information at firesideoriginals.com. Carol Grant is actually one of the co-owners of my cross-stitch store here in Columbus, Cross My Heart. So I will be including the store information there. There were some people that had indicated on a couple of the Facebook groups that I was posting updates on with my stitching progress on this, that they had a few of the patterns, but they didn't have them all and they weren't sure how to get them. So I'm going to put the contact information for Cross My Heart. Since Carol is one of the co-owners there and she owns Fireside Originals, this is her cross-stitch design company, they should be able to put you in touch with how to get this set of patterns from 2018. There were 12 of them, so I do have all the patterns. The one that I'm currently working on is Snowflake. This is January. So this is the one I'm working on right now. And I'm doing them on one big piece of fabric here. So up here, this is the January Snowflake that I am working on. I have this solid red one for February done. All right. So I put just over 200 stitches in, but you can see over here, I'm working on this Snowflake for January. And this is on the called for fabric. This is by Crossed Wing Collection. This one is called Marl Lake, and it's 32 count, MARLLAKE, from the Crossed Wing Collection. And it's kind of mottled and bubbled, almost like they're underwater. It's really pretty, but there is where I am now on the Seahorses. So I have to finish January. So I'm going to finish. My goal is to finish this. I had thought about getting the stitch goal on Whip Go down to just doing 500 stitches, but I think I'm going to keep this one at finish a seahorse or finish a month, because if I do that, you know, if I kind of get ahead and start getting some of the other ones done, I can easily make this, you know, do one or two every year and get it done in a couple of years. There's 12 of them. So yeah, I'd like to get it done sooner than that, but this is kind of a temporary focus piece for me for May Whip Go. So, and if you're wondering what these are just those little onion peel thread spool things that you can get that are keeping my fabric out of my way for me. But yeah, and this is on an 11 by 11 Q-snap. As you can see, I have it in a large 2-gallon Ziploc bag. I could probably easily put this one in the Hello Kitty bag, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this. But there is seahorses and what I've done on this so far this month for Whip Go. This is the first month since January that I have, well, no, because I did the first square in February. But this is the first month that I've actually pulled out the current month's Whip Go piece to work on it. I am well behind. I'm at least 2 months behind in Whip Go. So the next Whip Go weekend that occurs this month, coming up, I think, not this weekend, but maybe next weekend. I don't know if it's Mother's Day weekend or not, but it is, I'll be working on some of the old pieces, some of the old Whip Go squares to get them more caught up. So that is Seahorses by Fireside Originals. And then the last piece that I have worked on since finishing Spooky is the Sing a Sampler series by Silver Creek Samplers. This is the one that I am doing a stitch along with Kelly with Don't Run with Scissors. And I think Stitchy Erin might be joining us in this eventually. I'm not sure. No, she did something else. It wasn't this. She had asked for assistance on I think a Facebook challenge group. But anyway, I'm doing this as a stitch along with Kelly from Don't Run with Scissors. It is called Sing a Sampler series, Do Re Mi. I have 2 hashtags out there, the Sing a Sampler Sunday Sal, Sing a Sampler Sundays, because we're working on this on Sundays. Did 160 stitches on this yesterday. So I finished the M, I did the I did the A, and then ICALL. So this is me, a name I call myself. So I did this leg of the M, the I, the A, and the ICALL in this. So I am using the called for over-dyed flosses on this, and I'm stitching them all in one long line. So that is where I'm at. Finally got to stitching on this, and this is my Sunday piece until it's finished. So that is all the updates that I have for you. All right, so I am, for plans, stitching plans, I am not doing Mania for the month of May. Those of you that have been around Cross Stitch and Facebook for quite a while may remember the Stitch Mania Facebook group. It was a Facebook group that was started because there was a lot of people that wanted to do Stitch Mania. So for the month of May, some people were doing 31 new starts. They'd start a brand new cross stitch project every day for the month of May. Everybody's Mania was different. Some people were doing one new project a week. Some people were trying to touch as many whips in the entire month as they could. Some people were, just working monogamously on one whip. If they were used to having a rotation, they would just go crazy and do one whip. Or if they were only doing one whip, they'd go crazy and stitch on everything for the month. Mania can be anything you want. That's MAYNIA. Mania can be anything you want. I participated in it a couple years ago, sorta. Not doing it this month, this May. Just too much to keep track of for me. And plus, with my Stitchy bug having left me in April, more or less, you can see this is the little tracker sheet that I have sitting next to my stitching chair, where I write down the project that I work on, how many stitches I got, and the days I worked. You see all those dashes in April? Those are days I did not stitch. There was a lot of them in April. And so far in May, I only have 2 days I haven't stitched. Today is going to be another day because I'm working on this video. This video is an hour. I was hoping it wouldn't be this long. But anyway, so yeah. Not doing Mania. I already showed you the Magazine Monthly Challenge acrostic. I also showed you my whip go. A few of the other things that I'm doing. The free cross stitch challenge group, they have the Stitcho challenge every month, and this month the goal is 4,000 stitches. We get points for stitching up to 4,000 and 10 points if we complete 4,000 in the month. There's also a Stitcho bingo board with different things that you can select to stitch different things this month. You can see I've already completed a couple of them, and you get different point amounts for doing that. So you can go to creativelycrafting.com to learn more about this. Or the free cross stitch challenge group, they put this up on the first day of the month, usually, or the last day of the month for the next month. Their little file for the Stitcho. So I'm doing that. 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Facebook group has an acrostic challenge as well. The May acrostic is Winging It. I have 4 letters picked out already for that. I'll fill that out as I go. Pop Culture Stitching also has an acrostic this month. I can't think. Oh, it's a different acrostic. So you get to pick the theme, and the theme is like going outdoors or going camping or something. And you get to pick if you're stitching like supplies for going out camping, or like, you know, you get to pick an acrostic and then stitch your letters. I'm doing camping supplies. I think I've only got 3 things stitched in there. I have the tent stakes, and maybe a sleeping bag or something for camping. So I'm kind of doing that with Pop Culture. Here is this week's May planning. That was last week's. This week's May planning, I don't have anything planned except for Sunday is Mother's Day. I'm planning on putting Do Re Mi down in here. I don't know. I'll be writing in here that I'm recording FlossTube today, and I don't know what else I'll be stitching on this week, but this is in my little pile of trackers for this week so I can plan. And other than that, I really don't have much other plans except for to do some stitching. So this is another tracker sheet that I came up with earlier this year to track which challenge groups I am stitching for, and which projects I am using, and how many stitches, and whether or not I've done the posting, like the finished picture. So I'm stitching in Pop Culture Stitching Challenges Magazine Monthly Acrostic, Stitch Into the Wild, which is another cross stitch Facebook group, Full Coverage Fanatics, Daily X Stitch. So the Daily XS, or the Daily X Stitch Club, is another Facebook group that I joined, I think in 2020 or 2021, and I was going to actively try and do that. The whole goal in that club is to stitch 50 stitches a day in that group. And I joined it. I think I stitched 5 days back when I first joined it, and then never again until May 1st. So I started back up on May 1st. You give yourself 10 points every day that you hit your 50 stitch goal, no matter how many you stitch. You can stitch 51 stitches, you can stitch 350 stitches. You still only get 10 points for each day you stitch. And then every month, all your points add up throughout the year, and every month you can use your points to bid on free giveaways in the group. And those points, if you happen to win the free giveaway, you deduct those points from your total, and you can carry over all your points. So I think I'm only at 4 or 5 days of stitching for this month so far. So I only have 40 or 50 stitches because I didn't carry over any of the ones from 2021 because I lost track of what I was doing. And so I don't have very many stitches. So I'm in the Daily X Stitch group. The goal is to stitch 50 stitches a day. You don't have to, but you get points for every day you stitch 50 or more. So I'm hoping to I'm really hoping to get some more stitching done. So this is my little bundle of stitching trackers that I keep on my clipboard next to my stitching chair. Little tracker sheets, just all the different things, and I can plan out how far in advance I go. This middle column here is the month of May. So this blue filled in one is Mother's Day. And this weekend, this is Whip Go weekend. So this weekend coming up for Mother's Day is Whip Go weekend. That's what this blue strip here is. The next weekend is International Hermit and Stitch weekend. International Hermit and Stitch weekend Facebook group is another Facebook group that I've been kind of sort of involved with for the last several years. It's IHSW, International Hermit and Stitch weekend. The premise behind that is to stay in one weekend and do nothing but stitch. You know, get snacks, stay in your pajamas, kind of do nothing but hermit and stitch all weekend. So stay in somewhere and stitch. Whether it be at home, you can go to a hotel, you can go camping, you can go wherever. But the idea is to stay home and stitch. And then I can't remember what day that is down here. But this last day in blue here is Memorial Day, so that's another day to stitch. I always mark the days that I have off of work on here, so I can kind of keep track of what's going on. So we have the Whip Go, we have everything of that, and that does it for my plan. So this video is just over an hour. It's going to be about an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes. So hopefully you've enjoyed everything that you've seen here. Had a lot to show you, had a lot to talk about. A couple things going on, non-cross stitch related. So I am a big, well, I'm not a super fan, but I am a pretty decent fan of college softball. I played softball when I was in high school. I would have liked to have gone on to play softball in college, but the college that I went to, they didn't really have softball other than intramural softball. They had a club that would travel, but they weren't competitive in college softball world. So I didn't continue playing softball in college. But I had a grand time playing softball. I made varsity softball in high school as a freshman, walked on as a catcher my freshman year. The varsity softball, we only had varsity softball. The varsity softball team, their catcher had graduated the year before, and they needed a catcher. There were two of us in our, I think there was about 6 or 7 people that tried out our freshman year. There were 2 of us. We basically said, we can catch. And they said, congratulations, you're on the team. Go suit up and catch. So we walked on the team as catchers. The coach had known us because he helped coach us in junior high, because I went to a 6-year high school. So I was in the same school from grade 7 to 12. But the coach of the varsity softball team in high school knew us from JV, or junior high sports. So he kind of knew some of the positions we can play, but when he found out we could catch, he said, congratulations, you're on the team, you're catchers. So my freshman year in high school, I played catcher most of the time. And then I'd kind of fill in wherever if I needed a break. My sophomore year, I was catcher and third relief pitcher. My junior year, I was catcher relief pitcher. So whenever I wasn't catching, I was pitching. And then my senior year, I was pitcher relief catcher. So when I wasn't pitching, I was catching. So that was kind of interesting whenever they'd, like especially my junior and senior year, whenever they'd swap me out, if I was catching and our pitcher was getting tired, my coach would just do this, and I'd be like, all right, I'd start taking off my gear, dropping it at home plate, walk out to the pitcher mound, wait for the new catcher to put all the stuff I just took off on, and I'd sit and warm up pitches and pitch the rest of the game. And then my senior year, I'd start pitching the game, and then he'd do this again, and I'd, hand over the ball to the new pitcher. I'd go over to the home plate and put on the catcher gear and suit up and catch for the new pitcher. It was kind of interesting. They were like, wow, that's kind of interesting. She's a whole battery herself. But anyway, I'm a pretty good fan of college softball. I've been watching the Women's College World Series for the last probably 5-10 years. Until recently, I have been getting Sling TV subscriptions just to get ESPN for this College World Series or college softball that starts in February and goes until June. So Sunday night, which is also Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to those of you out there that are mothers. I'm a mother of furry little kittens and cats. But happy Mother's Day to those of you that will be celebrating on Sunday. Hope it's a really good one. And just hope you enjoy your day, and hopefully it's a day for rest and a day for whatever you need it to be. But anyway, Sunday night is the Women's College World Series selection show. They're picking 64 teams, 64 college teams, to go to what is called regionals. And there's 4 teams playing in all the regionals around the country starting next week. It's a double elimination 4-team tournament in each of the regionals. So there's 64 teams. From those 64 teams, they are getting it down to 16 teams. So the following week, the last week in May, weekend in May. Yeah, it's the last weekend in May. They will have super regionals. Those 16 teams will play, I think it's best 3 out of 5. Those 16 teams will play to get down to the top 8. Then those top 8, the first week in June, go to the World Series, the final 6 to crown the champion after that week has spanned. The College World Series, Women's College World Series, especially the last weekend, used to be played over like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But that schedule, 3-4 games a day, that schedule was really ridiculous. And they decided a year or 2 back, I think, to extend that last week out. So it's now like 7 days long. So they only play 1 or 2 games a day. Each team only has to play one, maybe 2 games a day. So it's stretched out a lot. So the Women's College World Series for softball starts technically Sunday with the selection show. Ohio State, which is here in Columbus, Ohio State, there was some pre-bracket selections made. This is our predictions for who's going to be given a chance to play. Ohio State is in it. I'm not actually an Ohio State University fan. I actually think the Suckeyes are bad. Yes, I call them the Suckeyes because I am not a Buckeye fan or a Suckeye fan. I also don't like Michigan, so I didn't go to either. I went to Ohio State for a week, but I don't feel real good about Ohio State in general. I like Ohio State softball, but that's only because you can get in free to the Ohio State softball games. Ohio State softball is free to go watch. So I've been to a couple of their games, and I'll cheer for them if they get into tournaments and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll root for them if they go far. But they're not my favorite team. I like Alabama. I like Tennessee. I like the Oregon Ducks. Let's see, who else? I think Alabama, Tennessee, and Oregon are my favorite teams. There's all the teams in Florida, like Florida State and the Seminoles, the Gators, all that. Auburn is another really good team that I like to watch. UCLA, the coach of UCLA, Kelly Inouye Perez. She is the sister of the one girl that I played with in high school. The one girl that I walked on the softball team, the varsity softball team my freshman year, Kara Inouye. Kelly Inouye Perez, the coach of UCLA, is her sister. So, yes, I know the coach, or I know the coach's sister, or at least, yeah, I know the coach's sister from UCLA. Kelly Inouye Perez is Kara Inouye's sister, and Kara is the one that I walked on the varsity softball team with back when I was in high school. Yeah, so there's a lot. I'm a pretty good softball fan, so just to let you know. And UCLA is another team that I kind of like to root for. I think they do all right, but I kind of like Alabama and I kind of like Tennessee. But yeah, so women's college world softball. I haven't been watching as much softball as I normally do through the season starting in February that I have in the last year's past. I've only watched a few games here and there. But I am going to be watching the Women's College World Series. So I'll be talking probably kind of talking a little bit more about that. So that's coming up. Not much else going on. In June, we have our board game convention, Origins Game Fair, which is coming up in the mid-June. So I'll be taking a week off for that, a week off of work to do that. So I'll be working and playing games for that. So that's fun. Mom and I signed up for another small retreat up in Warren, Ohio, which is up near Youngstown, which is up near Akron, up near Cleveland. It's up in the northeast quadrant of Ohio. It's the Western PA and Eastern Ohio Facebook group. They're hosting a fall stitch-in retreat up in Youngstown. Mom and I got invoiced, and we paid our invoice. Basically, you just pay for your little cut of the stitching room, and then getting your hotel room and everything is okay. It's at Holiday Inn. No, it's at one of the Holiday Inns or something up in the Youngstown, Ohio area. And anyway, we're just paying for the stitchy room, and then getting your own hotel room is on your own. Mom and I will probably be staying at that hotel. We have to get on and do that. That's coming up in October. And then in November, we have the Stitching in the Springs retreat in Yellow Springs, Ohio. We went to that in March, but we're going to the one in November as well. Camp Gotta Stitch, the stitching retreat hosted by Cross My Heart here in Columbus. It is the same weekend as our board game convention in June, so I can't go to that because I was already committed to going to the board game convention when they announced the dates for Camp Gotta Stitch. So I won't be going to that this year, but it is happening in June, the same weekend as Origins Game Fair. So Mom and I instead, we signed up for the March Stitching in the Springs retreat, and we're going to the November Stitching in the Springs retreat, and we're also going to the Fall Stitch-In up in Warren, Ohio in October. So not much else in the stitchy thing. We may be trying to go to Dayton for a couple of the stitch-ins in the Dayton area, but we don't know yet. It just really kind of depends on what our schedules are like. There's stitch-ins in Dayton usually happen on Saturdays, so hopefully we can get over there soon. I'd also like to find a local group. I know Candy Carr, the 614 stitcher, and I had talked at the Stitching in the Springs retreat last November about kind of starting a local group here in Columbus to kind of get together and stitch. And I have kind of been stitching a little bit with Lori Sykes, Sykks. Her YouTube channel is My Crazy Life, Lori Sykes. And I've met her and a couple of the ladies that she was stitching with over on the east side of town a couple times last year, and haven't had a chance to make any of their stitching dates. They haven't had any in a little bit. So maybe we can all just kind of get together. What I should really do is just get in touch with my local library here and just reserve a room someday and just say, hey, come stitch with my mom and I, and see if we get any takers. But anyway, that's all we got coming up. That is all I have for you this week. Hopefully you got something out of my video, and that is pretty much it. So